They are considered the most powerful race, the kings of the sky and the rulers of the land. Get ready, hunters, for this is the top 10 most powerful dragons from mythology. Number 10. Hydra. Hydra comes from Greek mythology. It is described as a gigantic dragon-like creature with multiple heads, typically depicted as 9 in most accounts, although some variations mention more or fewer heads. It has serpent-like bodies, sharp teeth, and venomous breath. Hydra possesses the ability to regenerate its heads when they are cut off, making it nearly invincible in battle. Its blood and breath are also said to be poisonous, capable of causing death or great harm to those who come into contact with them. In Greek mythology, Hydra was slain by the hero Hercules as one of his 12 labors. However, as he cut off one of Hydra's heads, 2 more would grow in its place, making the task seemingly impossible. Number 9. Fafnir. Fafnir is a dragon from Norse mythology, particularly from the Volsunga saga and the Poetic Edda. He is originally a dwarf who transforms into a dragon after obtaining a cursed treasure. He is depicted as a massive, fearsome dragon with dark, scaly skin and piercing red eyes. In some accounts, he is described as having a venomous breath and sharp, poisonous claws. Fafnir is said to guard a vast hoard of treasure, which he fiercely protects from any who dare to approach. He is also known for his incredible strength and resilience, making him a formidable adversary. Interesting fact, in the Volsunga saga, Fafnir is slain by the hero Sigurd, who is guided by the advice of the dwarf Regan. Sigurd kills Fafnir by striking him in the heart with his magical sword Gram, thus reclaiming the stolen treasure. Number 8. Gorinich. Gorinich is a mythical dragon from Slavic folklore, particularly from Russian and Ukrainian traditions. It is typically depicted as a massive, winged serpent with multiple heads, each with its own distinct personality and breath weapon. Its scales are said to be as hard as iron, and its eyes gleam with malice. Gorinich is known for its immense strength, fiery breath, and regenerative abilities. It is said to dwell in deep caves or dark forests, terrorizing nearby villages and demanding tribute from the inhabitants. According to legend, Gorinich was once defeated by a hero who outsmarted the dragon and vanquished it with the help of magic weapons and cunning tactics. Interesting fact, in some stories, Gorinich is a western dragon that notably has up to 12 heads, each of which may have twin horns and also be crowned. Number 7. Ao Guang. Ao Guang is a dragon from Chinese mythology, specifically from the classic Chinese text, Investiture of the Gods, Feng Shinyeni. He is known as the Dragon King of the East Sea. He is depicted as a majestic dragon with a serpentine body covered in shimmering scales. As the Dragon King of the East Sea, Ao Guang commands authority over the waters and weather of his domain. He possesses the ability to control the tides, summon storms, and manipulate the currents of the ocean. In Investiture of the Gods, Ao Guang plays a significant role as one of the key figures in the celestial hierarchy. He interacts with various legendary figures and gods, often aiding or hindering their endeavors. Number 6. Amaru. Amaru originates from Inca mythology, specifically from the Andean region of South America. It is described as a massive serpent or dragon with shimmering scales that can vary in color from iridescent greens and blues to fiery reds and oranges. Its body is often depicted as sinuous and elongated, with sharp fangs and piercing eyes. In Incan mythology, Amaru is believed to possess immense power over water and weather. It is often associated with rain, storms, and fertility. Amaru is also said to have the ability to shapeshift and control the flow of rivers and lakes. According to legend, Amaru was responsible for bringing life-giving rain to the dry lands of the Andean region, ensuring fertility and abundance for crops and livestock. Before we reveal the top 5, if you're loving this video, consider subscribing. It's free and you can unsubscribe later. Number 5. Rujan. Rujan is a dragon deity from Japanese mythology, specifically associated with the sea and water and often depicted as the ruler of the oceans and guardian of treasure. He is typically portrayed as a colossal dragon with shimmering scales and a long, serpentine body. He is often depicted with a wise and benevolent demeanor, reflecting his role as a protective deity. As the dragon ruler of the sea, Rujan possesses control over the tides, currents, and marine life. He is said to reside in a magnificent palace beneath the waves where he keeps watch over the treasures of the ocean. In Japanese mythology, Rujan is credited with bestowing magical treasures upon worthy heroes and granting safe passage to sailors who pay him proper respect. Interesting fact, this Japanese dragon, symbolizing the power of the ocean, had a large mouth. He is considered a good god and patron of Japan since the Japanese population has for millennia lived off the bounty of the sea. Rujan is also credited with the challenge of a hurricane which sank the Mongolian flotilla sent by Kublai Khan. Number 4. Bakuna. Bakuna is a legendary serpent from Philippine mythology, particularly from Visayan folklore. It is believed to be a moon-eating dragon or sea serpent. It is often depicted as a gigantic sea serpent with dragon head, gleaming scales, and sharp, protruding horns. It is said to have a long, serpentine body that coils and twists through the depths of the ocean. According to Filipino folklore, Bakuna has the ability to swallow the moon whole, causing lunar eclipses. It is also associated with storms, earthquakes, and other natural disasters, symbolizing the destructive forces of nature. Interesting fact, Bakuna remains a prominent figure in Philippine mythology and is often invoked in rituals and ceremonies to ward off evil spirits and protect against natural disasters. Number 3. Kidra. Kidra is a dragon-like creature from Albanian folklore. It is believed to be a powerful and malevolent serpent associated with water and storms. It is often described as a massive serpent or dragon with shimmering scales and sharp fangs. It is said to have multiple heads, with some accounts mentioning 3 or even 9 heads, symbolizing its fearsome and formidable nature. Kidra is associated with water, particularly rivers and lakes, and is believed to control the weather, summon storms, and cause floods. It is also said to possess venomous breath and the ability to inflict harm on those who dare to challenge it. Interesting fact, in southern beliefs, Kidra is described as an enormous female serpent who surrounds the world. According to this version, if she were ever to touch her tail with her mouth, she could destroy the whole world. It is said that she requires human sacrifices for accepting to postpone the natural disasters and catastrophes. Number 2. Tiamat. Tiamat comes from Babylonian mythology, where she is depicted as a primordial goddess of the saltwater ocean, chaos, and creation. She is one of the earliest deities mentioned in Mesopotamian texts, dating back to the Enuma Elish, the Babylonian creation myth. Tiamat is often described as a massive, multi-headed dragon or serpent, symbolizing the chaotic and primal forces of the sea. She is depicted as having a fearsome and awe-inspiring presence, with scales that shimmer like the surface of the ocean. Tiamat is a symbol of primordial chaos and the creative forces of the universe. In Babylonian mythology, she possesses the power to give birth to the gods and the cosmos. Tiamat is also associated with the destructive power of the sea, capable of unleashing devastating floods and storms. According to the Enuma Elish, Tiamat engages in a fierce battle against the younger gods after they rebel against her consort Apsu. In the epic confrontation, she is ultimately defeated by the god Marduk, who splits her body in half to create the heavens and the earth. Interesting fact, Tiamat's key symbol was saltwater. Several scholars have interpreted her name as meaning sea, and some have claimed Tiamat is a cognate of the Semitic words for the deep or the abyss. Number 1. Nithog. Nithog is a dragon from Norse mythology, specifically from the Prose Edda and the Poetic Edda. It is known as a symbol of death, decay, and destruction. It is often depicted as a massive dragon or serpent with dark, decaying scales and rotting flesh. It is said to gnaw on the roots of the world tree, the Yggdrasil. Nithog is associated with the underworld realm of Niflheim and is said to feed on the corpses of the dead. It is also believed to play a role in Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse, where it will emerge from the depths of the underworld to wreak havoc upon the world. While Nithog does not have a specific feat attributed to it in Norse mythology, its constant gnawing on the roots of Yggdrasil is seen as a malevolent force that threatens the stability of the cosmos. Interesting fact, Nithog's role as a devourer of the dead and a harbinger of chaos adds a dark and ominous dimension to Norse mythology, reflecting the Norse view of death and the cyclical nature of existence. Before you think Nithog, the dragon of destruction, is as fierce as it gets, wait until you meet the gods of destruction. Dive into their intriguing world by clicking the video on the left. And for even more mythical beings, explore the video on the right. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our upcoming videos.